Can I write a book and buy a house in 30 days? Maybe. Chat, I am on the struggle bus. I'll get into why a little later into the episode. But first, let's start out with today's inspiration, like I always do. It comes from Tennessee Williams, the playwright. The world is violent and mercurial. It will have its way with you. We are saved only by love. Love for each other and the love that we pour into the art we feel compelled to share. Being a parent, being a writer, being a painter, being a friend. We live in a perpetually burning building, and what we must save from it all the time is love. Life as a creator can feel overwhelming, especially when the world seems chaotic and demanding. This quote reminds us that, despite everything, love, whether for people or for the work we're passionate about, is what fuels us and gives our lives meaning. Here's how you can apply this wisdom. The first thing to do is to create from a place of love. Whether it's writing, filming, painting, or connecting with others, try to channel love into everything you do. It's easy to get caught up in metrics, productivity, or external validation. But remember that your best work and your best life comes from a place of genuine passion and care, not insecurity, scarcity, or cruelty. The second thing to remember is to hold on to what matters. When life seems chaotic and the world seems very uncertain, it's a vivid reminder to us that life is unpredictable and fleeting. In the everyday, daily rush of demands, choose to save what really matters. Love and care for those around you, love for your craft, and love for yourself, which is always a balance of challenging yourself so you can grow and learn, yet still making sure that you have the emotional safety and calm to function. This mindset helps prioritize what is essential, guiding you through whatever challenge you face. The next thing that's good is to find your anchor in the chaos. When life feels unsteady, let love be your anchor. Whether that's love for your family, your friends, your work, your community. This can mean writing from the heart at stressful times, filming videos that inspire and uplift, or simply being there for someone who needs it. I've been doing that a lot the last few days. I'll talk about in a little bit. Love gives us purpose, and it also steadies us when everything else feels uncertain. The next thing I want to hit on is that it's important to make space for love in your creative process. Integrating love into your work isn't about some big gestures. I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. It can be as simple as allowing yourself little moments of joy in the process of creating. Enjoy the little victories, even if they're small. Celebrate those little connections, those moments of connections with your audience, and take breaks to reconnect with people and your passions in the world. Don't get so focused on metrics and the big validation that you miss what's right in front of you. And my final piece of advice in this lesson is to remember where you started. When you feel overwhelmed or discouraged as a creator, remind yourself why you chose this path. What drew you to create in the first place? What love inspired you to start on this journey? Reconnecting with that original spark can re-energize you when times get tough. Okay, so let's talk about the writing and my real life drama, because this time around they're linked. It's been a few days since I've filmed one of these updates, and today's actually covers 3 different days of writing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life has been kind of rough the past few days. I'm the advice person in my particular group of friends, and they aren't doing well. There are lots of miscellaneous things cropping up, and in particular, I have 2 close friends who have loved ones that are going through medical emergencies. A good friend of mine has a mother who had a heart attack, and another close friend's husband had to have emergency surgery. And I've been very hands-on with both of them, and other friends as well, even from a distance, via text, and doing everything I can to help them, whether that's helping them work through a difficult decision, moral support, just being somebody to rant at, you know, trying to do what I do. And it never feels like it's enough, you know? Especially if you're a helper, especially if you care about people, you never feel like you can do enough because you can't magically solve things. It's funny because I always feel bad about these, even though I'm working my tail off. And even though my friends have repeatedly told me that I am excellent at helping and that I am consistently the only person that helps them when times get tough, that I have this calm energy and I have a way of finding ways to stay focused and move forward even when things look bleak, especially when things look bleak. That it is not a positivity or an optimism that is unrealistic or head in the sand, that it is simply a quick acceptance of unfortunate realities and a deep conviction that pitting myself will not help me figure out how to navigate a difficult situation. And a firm conviction that self-pity is very dangerous to me. I could easily stop functioning if I ever pitied myself, so I just don't even go there. It's just okay, like, okay, well, that happened, what do we do? That's very much me. But yeah, lots of people have been hurting this week. I tend to be somebody that helps people who are hurting, so I have been very busy the past few days. So what this meant for this book writing challenge and the vlog series on it is that I had to create a little room in my schedule. So I was already pretty close to maxed out before I had friends who needed me. And I decided to do that by spacing out these vlog updates in my schedule. I continued to write as normal, and we'll get into how that went in just a minute. But I decided it was more important to take care of my friends and not risk burnout or not be able to get enough sleep or something like that than it was to do an update every single day. I'll still update regularly, not ghosting on y'all, but I do also anticipate that I probably won't do a vlog update until a few days after this one. And that's because we're under a week from closing on the house, and it'll likely take a while for my life to calm down in a few different ways. But okay, as far as writing progress, basically I knocked off 5 points on my to-write list in 3 days. To be on the pace that I set for myself at the beginning, I have to do 1 point a day. So on one day, I did my target, the 1 point, and the other 2 days I did 2. So I actually made really good progress on the writing side. I wrote a ton. It's curious that I wrote a ton because things have been so stressful, but I think this is related to what I said about remembering why you started creating. I do think sometimes that writing can be a great coping mechanism for me, especially when things are chaotic. On another positive note, something has definitely shifted on this project, and I have this sense for the first time that I am definitely going to finish this book within the 30-day period I set for myself. I'm actually gaining momentum. I mentioned in the beginning of this series that part of why I did this challenge is because I struggle with middles. I find them the most challenging to write. I don't have trouble with beginnings. Endings are super easy for me. I would say beginnings are kind of the second hardest. Middles are really hard, then beginnings, and then endings I find very simple and easy. And I had a feeling after I had got mired in the middle, I'd written all the beginning and a little bit of the ending, and I got mired in the middle. I had a feeling that if I forced myself to try to move through it, I could get there. And true to form, I am tipping beautifully into the ending. I'm kind of in the late middle, tipping into the ending now. At the beginning of the ending, right? At the where they join. So we'll see. I could end up finishing the book early. That said, I'm going to be extremely busy around closing time, which is coming up soon. And then the week after that, we're flying back to Texas to open the storage unit for the movers and then drive our car that's in storage back to Oregon to the house. It'll be great to catch up with our friends in Dallas. But yeah, lots to do. A whole bunch of moving parts. On the house front, we've been slowly moving through post-inspection negotiations. Nothing major, just nailing down the exact terms of the finalized agreement. Since the seller actually seems really motivated to make it nice for us to move in, which is actually, frankly, a bit of refreshing kindness. Anyway, it's been great talking to you as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.